How's it going, guys? It's Billy here, and as you can see, this is going to be another Q&A video. That's where I went on Twitter and asked you guys, the viewers, to ask me some questions personally, whatever, but this time I kind of themed it around the whole idea of it being December 31st of 2016, about the year in review kind of as the whole, and of course what to look forward to in 2017. So these are some of the questions that I took, and if I didn't catch your question this time, guys, be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. Maybe I'll answer it there, who knows, or I'll feature it in another video. So our very first question comes in from I'm a Huge Cat 17, and they ask typical reviews, do you think your channel has achieved your expectation for 2016? So this is something that's kind of my own fault. I didn't really have any sort of set goals or ideas for the channel in 2016. So did it kind of either meet, exceed, or fall below any expectations? Well, I didn't really have any for the year of 2016. What I just wanted to do was just to continue to grow the channel, try different things, try new products, try different video styles, and see kind of what sticks and what people enjoy. But my problem was I didn't really set those kind of goals for 2016, and that's what I'm going to be doing differently for 2017. I'm going to try to set myself some hard goals, either for view counts, subscriber counts, maybe video types, video styles, or maybe something new that I want to learn. But to say if I've achieved any of my expectations for 2016, since I didn't realistically put out any goals for myself, this one I can't really say that I either met or exceeded or even fell below that. But overall, 2016 I thought was a decent year, at least for me. I felt like I did learn a lot. I felt like I tried different styles of videos and see which ones worked and which ones didn't work. And I think in 2017 we're going to be trying some new things that I hope you guys are going to be enjoying. So question number 2 comes from the Unique Gamer YT, and they ask, what was your best moment or best thing this year in 2016? So this one is going to sound kind of corny, guys. I'm a romantic myself. I like the cheesy stuff. But the best thing that probably happened to me this year was after finally 4 years of being together with my girlfriend, that I had finally proposed to her back in January. So yeah, so now I'm engaged to her, and that was probably the biggest highlight of my year of 2016. And that's more of a personal thing, and this has nothing to do with my YouTube channel. I just thought it was like a little bit of a tidbit for you guys to kind of see into my life, at least for that. And I just thought it was kind of neat to kind of share that with you guys, because that, for me, was the biggest thing that happened this year so far, that I'm now engaged to my girlfriend, and I'm very, very excited about what the future holds for both of us now. Question number 3 comes from Matt Bonner, and they ask, do you miss Typical Gamer now that he is so far away from you? So for you guys watching and you don't know who Typical Gamer is, that is my brother Andre, and yeah, he runs the Typical Gamer channel. He's the face. He is Typical Gamer, and if you guys also don't know, he did move to Vancouver just earlier this year. When did he move there? Pretty early on in the year in 2016. He's been in Vancouver for a little bit of a while now. So yeah, he moved from well, I'm still in Toronto, but he moved to Vancouver, so that's on the west coast of Canada, and Toronto's kind of like, it's not really east, but it's like kind of in the middle kind of thing. It's in between all the Great Lakes and stuff like that. Anyway, he moved all the way over there, and the only kind of way to kind of reach him, or for him to come here, it's going to be a 5-hour plane ride. So yeah, he's a little bit further away from me now than he was before. And do I miss him? Yeah, of course I miss him. He's my brother. We've been together all of our lives, right? And this is kind of the first time that he's really gone further away. He's not just, a 30-minute car drive away from me, 40-minute or an hour. Now he's a 5-hour plane ride away from me. So yeah, I do miss my brother. And although I do miss him, overall I'm really, really happy for him that he's found at least a place for him. He's never really liked the winter over here, so having a much milder winter is much more important for him. And especially with the traveling that he does go to the States pretty often, either to like Seattle or LA. It's a lot shorter of a plane ride for him now than it was from Toronto. Before, it would take him, how much was it to go to LA? About 5 hours to maybe 6. Now it's only like, 2 or 3 for him. So for him, it really benefits him a lot. So question number 4 comes in from TLFY John, and he asks, what was the most expensive thing that you've ever bought? I would have to say, and even though it's still kind of being paid off, but I would have to say it's my car. It is a 2012 Chevrolet Cruze. That's probably the most expensive thing that I've ever bought, because it's going to be taking the whole amount. Unless you consider some of my student loans, those are pretty expensive, but I don't know if they were as expensive as that car. It wasn't even that expensive of a car compared to, like, if you're going to buy a BMW or something else like that. But, for me, starting out, it was pretty expensive, and even though I kind of financed it overall, it's still going to be taking away the most amount of money. So overall, yeah, it's going to be my car has been the most expensive thing that I bought ever. Question number 5 comes from Nicholas, and they ask, what is the best food that you have had this year? Now, being from Toronto, we are graciously hosting a whole bunch of different types of foods over here. I just love being able to go to different parts of town, and you can get whatever food from different parts of the world, and I think that's absolutely amazing. So in no particular order that there was any kind of best food that I've had this year. I'm just trying to think of one that kind of stands out. There isn't really like a huge standout that I would say is super duper above all of the rest. But I've had a whole ton of bevy of different kinds of food that were absolutely delicious. Just to name a few, I've been to a couple different like Thai places and whatnot, and they were really good. So yeah, just being in Toronto, I feel like it's a little bit of a first world problem because I get to kind of choose whatever food that I want from anywhere in the world at basically any time. So question number 6 comes from Officer Bacon17, and they ask, when did you start and learn to build PCs? That actually started at a pretty young age for me. I never really had the opportunity to build my own PC, so what I would do when my family got our very first computer, that was back in like 1997, I think, or so. The computer still had Windows 95 on it because Windows 98 still hadn't come out yet. But what I'd like to do was just to like open up the side panel, look inside, just see what it's all about. I would even, at the time, since, well, there was dial-up, but we didn't even have internet at our home, we just had the computer itself. I would just look at like flyers from like, what stores were even around. Was Best Buy even in Canada at that time? I don't even remember. But I would look at like flyers to see like the computers, or even go to like Staples or Office Depot or whatever at the time. They would have the computers or the laptops on display, and I would just to like read the specs on them, look at them, and just look at what's inside of them if I had the opportunity to kind of learn a little bit more about it, or even just get books on them in the library, because like I mentioned, we didn't really have internet at home at the time. And then that kind of started kind of building on itself of what I learned about PCs and how to make them and whatnot. But I actually had my first opportunity to build my very own PC. Well, Andre and I, we pulled our money together. This was back in 2007, and because I had just finished high school at the time, he was still in high school, but we both had our part-time jobs. We were able to pull together our money to actually build our first gaming computer that we would kind of be using, both of us together. We still had like other computers on the side in case we needed to do homework or whatever. But we actually had the opportunity to build our very own gaming PC for the first time, and that's when we actually did it. And that's when I actually had already the internet at the time, and I was able to like look up specs online to see what's good, what's compatible, and whatnot. I think that was an LGA 775 or 755 system at the time. It was an Intel E6550. I forget the name of it. Maybe I'll leave it up in the description afterwards to show you guys what I built at the time. I referenced it in a couple other videos as well, but anyway, that's when I first built my very first gaming computer. It was back in 2007 with the help of a bunch of different websites that I was looking at the time. But overall, it was really exciting for me. Like I said, I just always kind of looked at things and just always wanted to see how they worked and understand how they worked, and that kind of built my understanding for learning how to build a PC myself afterwards. So question number 7 comes from Henry Bex, and they ask, what is the most proud video that you've made? I'm just going to go by videos that I've probably made this year, but I'm thinking of ones that I've made previously in 2015, for example. They were good. I don't know if I'd necessarily be like my most proud video that I've ever made before. But in 2016, I would have to at least say that probably the video that I enjoyed making the most and just really had a lot of fun doing was that $550 gaming PC build. I just love the whole aspect of actually building the PC, giving you guys a little bit more knowledge about why I chose certain things and some of the justifications for it. No, I'm not going to be perfect and, make the absolute perfect spec and perfect build PCs, but I just thought for the resources that I had and the decisions that I made for it, I thought it was just, a good computer overall for $550. But anyway, I really like that video because I was able to kind of combine a couple of different things into it. Like I said, the research involved into it and just justifications for some of the parts, the build portion of it as well. I really enjoyed some of it, especially with the camera work. And just editing overall, I had a really good time with it. So overall, I would have to say that the $550 gaming PC build was probably the most proud video that I actually made for the year in 2016. So question number 8 comes from Alex Strickland, and they ask, in your opinion, what was the game of the year? So of games that came out in 2016 that I actually played and actually able to have my hands on, probably very few and far between. I've been kind of buying less and less games, it seems, as I've been getting older. But of the new games that I've played this year that I really enjoyed, and that would have to be Overwatch came out this year. I really enjoyed Overwatch. And Battlefield 1 also came out this year too. And those are the games that I can at least right now vividly know that I played these games and bought them in 2016. And they came out in 2016 as well, and I really enjoyed both of them. Honestly, it depends because they're both shooters, so you can kind of compare them, but you kind of can't because like one's kind of a little bit more of a how would you describe, like that TF2-esque like team-based one. The other one is like a Battlefield game, so there's gonna be like vehicles and capture, conquest and whatnot, right? So they're kind of two different games for serving two different purposes. And game of the year between the two. That like I said, that's a really tough call because those are the only really two games that I played this year. I played a lot of like an older backlog of games that I wanted to get through, But I have to give the nod to Battlefield 1 just because I've had more hours on in total and I'm still playing it right now. Not to say that Overwatch isn't fun, that I would still actually recommend it. It's a really, really good game. I've had a lot of fun with it, but I've just been playing Battlefield 1 more. I don't know, I just really like that old school setting to it, and I really enjoy it. But of course, I still log into Overwatch every once in a while because I still enjoy the game overall, and I really do enjoy playing it. Question number 9 comes from Garo, and they ask, will you play Grand Theft Auto 5 with Andre again? And P.S. Love your videos. Hope you have an awesome day. Thank you very, very much, Garo. Really, really appreciate the awesome comments that you're leaving there. And will I play GTA 5 with Andre again? I think there was a live stream a couple weeks back, or maybe a couple days back. Time's starting to jumble up a little bit. But anyway, where I'm kind of featured in it. I didn't talk or anything. I was just joined one of his lobbies, and I was playing there with him. I had a lot of fun with that. And I'm hoping in 2017, maybe you guys will see a little bit more of that. So I would definitely not count this out, because hopefully I will be featured in a couple more videos with him. I know he really likes playing with me. I really like playing with my brother. So I think that we're going to see a little bit more of that in the future, guys. So be sure to stay tuned for both of our channels for that video. Or rather, for those videos. Maybe we'll make a whole bunch of them. Who knows? Question number 10 comes from the Brick Prince Ethan, and they ask, how did you think of the name Typical Gamer? And also, really awesome channel. Love your reviews. Thanks, Ethan. I really, really appreciate that as well. And how did I come up with the name Typical Gamer? So if you guys don't know, Andre didn't really come up with the name Typical Gamer. He actually he didn't like it in the beginning, like at all. For him, what happened is he started just using it because he thought, oh, maybe I'll think of something better to use in the future. But then he kind of just blew up, and then the moniker stuck afterwards. How did I come up with that? I don't know. It's weird. I come up with names for certain things, and I don't even know where they come about, where that inspiration comes from. I think when we thought of it at the time as like Typical Gamer, we wanted to think of like the everyman, like the every person out there. He's just your typical gamer. He's not someone who's like, you know, the elite top level of like a MOBA playing strategy player, like his APM's not through the roof. But he's not like, you know, that scrub kind of like really, really down low, who doesn't know what he's doing or doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like that, just like in between, where you have enough knowledge and you're pretty decent at the game, but you're not at that like elite level, but you're also not at like a really bad level kind of thing. It's just like that average, like, think of the idea of typical. I think like average gamer, something similar was probably taken. So we're like, why not Typical Gamer, like your average gamer kind of thing? And that's how the name kind of stuck afterwards. Like I said, Andre didn't like it in the beginning, like at all. He wanted to change it until he could find something better that he liked. But you know what? The name stuck, and you know what? Now everybody knows the name Typical Gamer, and you know, I think that's pretty awesome. So question number 11 comes from Lucas the German, and they ask, who were your YouTube inspirations before I started? Well, as corny as it's going to sound, it's going to be my brother, A, because it was somebody personally that I saw reaching some success with, and then, of course, encouraged me to want to do something like that, too. So, cheers to you, Andre. Thank you very much for getting that inspiration out, at least for me. You know, I really appreciate it, and, you know, thank you for kind of getting me started with this as well. So, but besides my brother, YouTube inspirations, especially because my channel is mostly based off of, like, tech and gaming, so it's a lot of people in those genres. Someone for me who I would watch his videos all the time. It's actually two different people in two different well, one's a group, I guess technically, and the other one's a person. But MKBHD, I think he makes fantastic content out there. I love his stuff. He makes great work, and I just loved watching his videos. I've been watching them for years now, and I think he does absolutely marvelous with them. He does marvelous things with them, rather, and I think he's a great YouTuber overall. He's one of the people that really wanted me to kind of get into that I wanted to get into that for that. And the other one's got to be the Linus Tech Tips as well. I used to watch his videos when he was still doing them back on NCIX, and you know, I really enjoy his content too. I learned a lot from him too. And just to see those kind of YouTubers out there doing their thing, you know, they're not these flashy people, but they're able to kind of produce these videos. They're well done, they're well researched, and they're just good videos, and I enjoyed watching them. So I would have to say that those guys were my inspiration for kind of doing what I do right now here on YouTube. So question number 12 comes from Sniper Master Dude, and they ask, what are some of your goals for next year? So I don't know if I haven't really panned out exactly what I want in terms of hard figures for numbers of what I want to achieve for next year, but at least kind of some soft goals. I do want to have a certain kind of view count. I want to have a certain kind of subscriber count, and I also want to try to do certain videos per month, maybe a certain amount per month, to kind of keep myself dedicated to a schedule. I also want to be able to try different styles of videos out as well, and try different things, and just grow as a human being in general. So those are kind of my YouTube goals. And then just personally, I just want to get out there a little bit more. I just want to be able to, I want to see if I can work out a little bit more, get more of a routine going for that. And just another big thing is too, I want to get back into reading. I really enjoy reading books, And I think this year I wanted to have a goal of at least a book a month. I wasn't able to do that. I think I read like 4 books this year. Ain't too bad, but you know, I want to actually try to set those goals out and achieve them in a timely fashion. So those are some of the things personally I want to do. I want to work out a little bit more. I want to eat a little healthier. I just want to be a healthier person in general. I also want to read a little bit more. And those would be my personal goals for 2017. And finally, question number 13 comes from Holden Crother, and they ask, what is your last name? Holden. If I were to give you my last name, that would be the last little inclination of privacy that I have. Fortunately, I'm not going to give it to you, but even though you put yours out there, so good for you, dude. I just kind of don't want to put mine out there unless something gets published, but we'll see about that. I'm a very private person myself. You guys probably learned some new things in this video. Well, I hope you did at least. And I just kind of want to keep that private and to myself as well. So anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up for today's video. This is the last video that I'm going to make for 2016. I'm going to see if I do a final tabulation of how many videos I actually did for the year, and you know, just kind of see for myself what I was able to accomplish. Because for me, I don't consider myself a very creative person. So like things like video publishing and you know making thumbnails in Photoshop, those were never my forte. I like to be hands-on. I like to be analytical about things. So personally, I just want to see how many I've done, and just I want to know. I want to revel in that fact afterwards. But I really really appreciate you guys watching today's video. 2016 has been it's been a good year overall, I would have to say. You know, minus the whole celebrity death thing. But anyway, I digress. I really want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching all of my content, all of my videos. I truly appreciate it. All of your positive comments out there, all of your likes and your subscriptions, they mean a lot to me because I could tell that you guys want to learn some more information. I'm really happy to give it to you guys. So thank you very much for making 2016 fantastic years, and I really appreciate it. I probably missed a lot of your guys' questions. I'm really sorry about that. But if you have a quick question and I can maybe answer it, be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. And I'll see if I answer it there too, in case you guys are really, you know, burning for that answer for that. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to press that thumbs up button. Let me know what you liked about it. If you didn't, press that thumbs down button instead. Be sure to leave me some feedback also in the comment section below on how I could have improved the video, because I want to be able to improve the videos and I want to give you guys the absolute best content that I can give you. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching today's video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for 2016, making it super awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next year. See you later.